individual should have to have a kind of self-independence. Without freedom from individual, we cannot get the freedom to the nation. So he was talking about not the independence or freedom for the India, but he was talking about the freedom to the individual. In this regard, we have discussed about all the things that what are those important traits he has talked about. Within that, he has also talked about the method called as the satyagraha. So, in last few lectures, we have discussed about the Satyagraha, but in today's lecture, we are going to discuss what was the basic view of the Satyagraha and why Gandhi has talked about the Satyagraha as a important tool to find the Swaraj or important weapon to find the freedom to the individual. So, according to Gandhi, the Satyagraha is one of the important tool to what you call to overcome from all forms of the discrimination, injustice, or the model of the suppressing done by the foreigners, by the Britishers, by the colonial powers, or by the landlord, jamidars. How we can overcome from those kind of injustices. So Gandhi has tried to provide a method through which we can overcome from this unjust, unmoral laws which is based on the violence. So Gandhi has tried to provide a kind of method and the technique that how we can overcome from the injustice, how we can overcome from the unjust. This method Gandhi has called it as a satyagraha. Gandhi has started this satyagraha in the South Africa also, as well as in the India. After coming to the India in the 1915, he has also started the Satyagraha in the 1919-1920 as a non-cooperation movement, and during that period of the time, he has utilized the Satyagraha. This Satyagraha Gandhi has already utilized and already practiced in the South Africa, and there it was very successful. And means Gandhi was capable enough to compel the Britishers and the South African Britishers that how you can stop the racial discrimination and how you can stop the racial discrimination on the basis of color, on the basis of appearances towards the Indians and towards the African people. Same thing like that, Gandhi has also utilized the model of Satyagraha in India too. So first of all, we need to understand what was the basic meaning of the Satyagraha, which Gandhi has utilized in the India as well as in the South Africa to get the fight against the injustice, and to fight against the unjust, and to fight against the violence, to fight against all forms of the discrimination which is being done by the Britishers or the we can say that colonizers or the colonial powers. So these steps means against the steps of the colonial power, the Gandhi has suggested certain methods, certain techniques. One of the technique was the Satyagraha. It was one of the very important technique, and we can say in the modern era, in the contemporary era, we are still following and we are still applying this method. For example, you can see that how the farmers protest is going on, they are also utilizing the method of Satyagraha. So first of all, we need to understand what is this Satyagraha is all about. Satyagraha is basically the request for the truth, and it is a method through which the person is trying to not utilize the non-violence, not to utilize the violence, but utilize the tools of non-violence. Means it is a method through which the person is trying to use the truth and holding firmly to the paths of truth, not harming the other person, following the path of non-violence, following the path of love, following the path of firmness, following the path of how we can win the heart of opponent, we can win the heart of oppressor by the method called as the truth and the love or the non-violence. So we can say that according to Gandhi, the Satyagraha was a method through which we can win the heart of the suppressor or against the injustice, with the models of truth, with the models of love, with the model of sacrifice, with the model of non-violence, or with the model of what you call doing fasting. So in this regard, what Gandhi has said the three important things are there through which we can identify, we can achieve the this satyagraha. What is that? The first is the truth. Means Gandhi has talked that the truth is the one of the important pillar to what you call to fight against the injustice. So Gandhi has talked about the satyagraha basically means, or basically stood for the holding on to the truth, and he has talked about that it is related whenever a person is utilizing the truth, it means the person is not harming the other person, the person is not utilizing those tools where the self interest is promoted or promulgated, and the self interest is being what you call being targeted by the individual. So according to Gandhi, the truth is a fact through which all the individuals try to maintain the love, sacrifice, and to win the heart of opposition, or to win the heart of opponent. So what is the basic philosophy, what is the science of ideas of the Gandhi this सत्याग्रह was there? गांधी जी का जो सत्याग्रह था उसका अगर हम वैज्ञानिकरण करें तो उसको अगर हम देख सकते हैं, गांधी जी का कहना था, गांधी has said the satyagraha is basically, for example, just I am giving you the example, you can understand it in a very simple meaning. For example, if I will ask you that why you have not attended the class last lectures, so some of you may say that if you are not telling the truth, sir, I was sick and due to that I had missed this problem and I had not attended the class. So what will happen if this is untruth is there? You are lying to yourself first. You are trying to protect and promote your self-interest, that you must be busy, or you must be occupied with some certain kind of work, or you must be occupied with the some other kind of activity. That's why you have not attended. But here in front of the teacher, you want to say that you were sick and you had some health issues were there. That's why you had not attended the class. So what you are doing, you are protecting and promoting your interest in terms of doing other activities. On the other hand, if that is the truth, you will have a kind of self realization, you will have a kind of guiltness will be there, and you will ask the teacher that, sir, due to some health issues I had not attended the class, and if possible can I get some material or some lectures, so that or if you can revise the lecture so that I can listen you. So you will automatically identify the fact that once you will say the truth, you will your thing will be associated with the not with the form of the lie, with not the form of the self interest. It will be based on the more what you call the interest of the others too. So what the Gandhi has basically tried to say, that when any person says the truth, it means that a person is not promoting and perpetuating the सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट. मतलब कोई भी व्यक्ति अगर सत्य बोलता है, झूठ का सहारा नहीं लेता है, इसका मतलब कि वो व्यक्ति अपने जो आत्महित है, आत्म की जो इंटरेस्ट, अपनी जो इच्छा है उसको नहीं बढ़ा रहा. द पर्सन इज इंक्रीजिंग द interest of others, and because every person, whenever the person lies, it means the person is trying to perpetuating and promoting the interest of self. So Gandhi has said that once you are saying the truth, it means you are doing the benefit to all the person and all the person living in the society. That's why the Gandhi has correlated the term the truth with the God. According to him, the truth, whenever any person is saying the truth, it means he is loyal to his work, he or she is loyal to his or her work, and all the person are performing the activity according to the what you call their interest, and it is working for the society. Same thing like that, what God does, God also does the work for the others, or God also does the work for the society, because God never do the work on the basis of self-interest. That's why Gandhi has correlated the concept of God with the truth. मतलब गांधी जी का कहना था जैसे भगवान सबकी भलाई में ही अपना अपनी अपनी इंटरेस्ट देखते, अपना हित देखते हैं, उसी तरह अगर कोई व्यक्ति जो सत्य बोलता है तो अपने आत्महितों की मतलब कि वो बढ़ाता नहीं है, वो पर्सन दूसरों के हित में मतलब दूसरों की भलाई भी देखते हुए वो कार्य करता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई गांधी हैज ऑलवेज टॉक्ड दैट if we want to follow or fight against the others, we should not have to fight in a such a manner that where we can perpetuate and promote the interest of सेल्फ. अगर सेल्फ का इंटरेस्ट करेंगे तो सोसाइटी नहीं बनेगी और कहीं हम दूसरे का शोषण कर रहे होंगे. So that process will continue, and then we are not going to achieve the what you call the end or the goal which we have planned. So that's why Gandhi has talked about that if we want to fight against the injustice, we need to follow the model of truth, and we need to follow the footprints of the truth. Truth means be loyal to your work, no need to tell lie, perform your activities, perform your work according to your interest. Should not be any such kind of practices should be involved where you are lying or you are cheating to the other person. So Gandhi has talked about in that manner, and that's why Gandhi has correlated the truth is very important for the society. अगर मान लो सिंपल सा कहते हैं, अगर मान लो भारत में सभी व्यक्ति टैक्स देने लगे, if all the person can pay the tax, and it means all the person are loyal and all the person are means whatsoever the tax amount is there, they will pay according to that. So what will happen, it will make a very prosperous society where all the person is aware about their responsibilities towards the society. But what we see that there is a tax evasion and the tax erosion is there, that all the person is always try to make several what you call ways to save the taxes. So we can find it out, tax evasion model is there, that how we can save the tax. So we are what we are doing, we are lying, we are not performing our activity, we are not performing the activity or responsibilities towards the society. That's why the injustice prevails, and we can see that how the income tax department only collects 2 to 3% tax. So that is another thing. So what I was trying to tell you is that Gandhi has said that once a person says the truth, it means person is very loyal to self, person is very loyal to society, and the third, the most important thing is the person is ready to sacrifice his or her own interest for the interest of others, for the interest of the society. That is called, as according to Gandhi, that is the God. Gandhi has talked about God never do the work for the self-interest. God always do the work for the others. God always do the work for the society, and God always feel happiness in the happiness of the society, in the happiness of the others. So that was the basic thing which Gandhi has talked about with the help of truth, and that's why Gandhi has said that individual is differing views with what is truth. So Gandhi has talked about that truth means all the persons should have to loyal to their own work, or they should not have to utilize the lie, they should have to say the truth, and the truth will also brings a kind of what you call the kind of confidence among the people that I am not lying, or if you will lie or if you will not say the truth, you will somewhere you will have a fear in your mind or in your heart. So that's why Gandhi has talked about if you want to achieve a fight against the injustice, fight against the unjust society, unjust thing, we need to follow the model of truth that can be that can help us to achieve our result. The next thing which Gandhi has talked about in the Satyagraha is the we need to utilize the non-violence. What is the non-violence? Means non-violence means we are not going to use any kind of arms or weapons, or we are not going to use even the sticks against the other. We are not going to use any tools which may harm others. So Gandhi has talked about that ahimsa. In the Hindi, it is mean ahimsa means action based on the refusal not to harm. Means refusal not to harm means we are not. If any other person, opponent person, is harming us, then we are not using those any tools which will harm the others. In this whole process, what Gandhi has talked about, that after harming, we cannot win the heart of opponent. So Gandhi's basic model was how we can win the heart of opponent, how we can win the heart of oppressor. So Gandhi has said that non-violence is the only tool through which we can win the heart of oppressor, or we can win the heart of the what you call evil person, and the person who is against, or the person who is using the violence. Gandhi has said that violence with the violence is not the solution. The violence with the violence will always support the violence, and it will not help the individual. So Gandhi has talked about non-violence is the only tool, non-violence is the only way through which we can achieve our goal, and through which we can achieve our and desire end. So Gandhi has talked about in that manner. So what Gandhi has said, that non-violence is one of the important tool, and in this Gandhi has said that what are those important traits of the non-violence. We can do the fasting, we can do to the fasting. Fasting is a method through which we can purify our mind, we can purify our thought, we can purify our work, because all individuals are always try to promote and protect self-interest for the food, and it is food which corrupts the human mind. So Gandhi has said that once people will do the fasting, it means the person is trying to control their emotions, control their values, which help the individual to promote the सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट. जैसे कहते हैं ना, हम सभी आदमी खाने के लिए लड़ता है, अच्छा सा खाना चाहते हैं. तो गांधी कहते हैं कि जब ये खाना जो अनाज है, यही आदमी के दिमाग को करप्ट करता है. अगर आप फास्ट करते हो और आप खाना नहीं खाते हो, तो अपने माइंड को एक तरह से प्योरीफाई कर रहे होते हो. प्योरीफाई करके और सही के मायने में आप एक ऐसे रास्ते में जाते हो जिससे कि आप अपनी आत्मा पे, अपने शरीर पे, यू ट्राई टू कंट्रोल ओवर योर माइंड, यू कैन ट्राई टू कंट्रोल ओवर योर सोल, यू कैन ट्राई टू कंट्रोल ओवर योर body. That's a very important thing Gandhi has talked about. Gandhi has said this thing purifies the individual, this thing purifies the human being. So Gandhi has talked about that ahimsa, non-violence is a very important tool to overcome from all forms of the discrimination. In Hindu festival, you always observe, or in other festivals also, that how the people try to offer the fasting. Why they do the fasting? Because they try to avoid taking the food, because it is food which corrupts our human mind, and it is food which brings the fight between the nation, it is food which brings the fight between the person, it is food which creates the fight between the family. So that's why in the religion also we can see that how we try to follow the model of fasting to purify our mind, to purify our soul. That the most important thing is all human beings. Food is not important for us. The important thing is the human beings. All human beings are important for us. So we need to follow the model where we can give respect to the others rather than give respect and preference to the food or the money. So indirectly, Gandhi's what you call the method of fasting was also related to the controlling senses, controlling our soul. So Gandhi has talked about non-violence is also one of the tool, and through method where through which you can win the heart of opponent, we can you can win the heart of the opposition. So Gandhi has talked about that non-violence is also one of the important tool, and this exists on the limitations of human capacity, whatsoever the capacity is there to the individual. We can say that how the non-violence is one of the important tool. एंड इन द कंटेम्प्रेरी एरा, मतलब कि आज के समय में आप देख सकते हो, चाहे वो किसान आंदोलन है, चाहे वो एंटी करप्शन मूवमेंट था, निर्भया मूवमेंट था. सो वी हैव सीन दैट हाउ वी हैव यूटिलाइज्ड द non-violence. We have not utilized the violence with the violence. We have tried to change the mind of opponent person. We have tried to win the heart of opponent of the person who has done the brutal activity in the model of love, affection, so that we can change the heart of people. So that's why we can see that how the Gandhi's what you call the Satyagraha was based on uh, the non-violence also. And the last thing, which is also based on the Gandhi Satyagraha, was the self-suffering. Means we need to do the tapasya, we need to do the sacrifice our interest. We need to sacrifice our interest. We need to sacrifice our what you call the comfort to the body. We should not have to put comfort to our body. So Gandhi has said that satyagraha is a kind of tapasya, willingness, and the self-sacrifice. The basic model is how we can purify our mind, how we are strong enough to control our senses, to control our thought, to control our thought. So in this regard, we can say that Gandhi has talked about the self-suffering is one of the important tools through which we can achieve the Satyagraha. Gandhi has referred that non-violence of weak never follows the failed grasp of full meaning of Satyagraha. Means if any person is not capable enough to follow the non-violence, it means the person is weak. So Gandhi has said to follow these footprint, to follow the Satyagraha is not the easy task. It is tough task, but it is the only way. It is the only method through which we can win the heart of opponent, through which we can win the heart of the opposite person. So Gandhi has talked about the self-suffering is one of the important tool through which we can not only purify the mind of self, but we can also improve the mind, corrupt mind of the opposition person, because it generates the love, it generates the feeling to the others, that other person is also what you call the important. So what if we can see the relationship between these three concepts? So these three concepts basically try to correlate. These three things, concepts are interrelated, because what the Gandhi has said, that Satyagraha is basically try to generate the interest, try to convert the mind of opposite person, try to achieve the win over the injustice, try to win over the unjust society. So Gandhi has talked about that these all three method. Truth is a method through which all the person is loyal to self, all the person is loyal to the society, all the person is respecting the society values. Means all the person are not protecting and promoting the self interest on rather than the society's interest. So we can say that with the help of truth, Gandhi has tried that all individuals should do work for the society and for the others. मतलब गांधी जी ने जो सच्चाई के साथ, ट्रुथ के साथ, जो उसको अपनाने के साथ गांधी जी ने ये कोशिश किया कि कैसे सभी व्यक्ति स्वार्थी ना हो, सभी व्यक्ति अपने जो कार्य करते हैं, अपना जो भी काम करते हैं उसके प्रति लोयल ईमानदार हो, और वो समाज के प्रति ईमानदार हो। इससे क्या होगा कि समाज में जो अव्यवस्था फैली हुई, समाज में अन्याय है, जो अनजस्ट है, इनजस्टिस है, those injustice can be fought with the help of what you call the truth. And the violence is not the solution of anything, but the non-violence is the action which converts the mind of opponent, which pressurizes the opponent to think over the decision, to listen the views of opposition. So it is a method of pressurizing the decision making body. It is a method to pressurize the action based kind of thing which is being done by the government. So Gandhi has said that non-violence is also important tool and method through which we always pressurize the government, we always pressurize the opposition. And in this whole light, what we do, we never harm the other, but we do the self-suffering. Self-suffering means we try to purify our mind, we try to purify our body, we try to purify our soul with the model of self-suffering. Either it is fasting, either it is a kind of what you call boycott of food, boycott of those waters and all. What is this? Because all human beings on this earth are fighting here and there, fighting each other, not for the what you call the others interest, but for the food. So if we are following the model of self-suffering, means we are doing the fasting, it means we are trying to overcome self-interest. We are trying to boycott the food. It means we are coming towards a kind of society where our interest, the self-interest, is not the priority, but the interest of the society is the priority. So the self-suffering is a method of purification of individual mind, individual body, individual soul. That we are the society people. We have to give first preference to the society rather than to the self. So this will convert the human mind, this will convert to the human thought, and this is the important tool through which we can achieve the satyagraha. Means we can fight against the injustice, we can achieve the justice, we can overcome from all forms of the issues. So the Gandhi has talked about, if you want to achieve the satyagraha, the truth, non-violence, and the self-suffering is the important tool. And in the modern era, in the contemporary era, you can see that either the farmers are utilizing the this Gandhi's method. You can follow. You can see not only this farmers protest, but many other protests, many other those protests. You can find it out in the Europe also, in the other countries also. The people are protesting in a silent manner. They try to stitch them out. They never eat the food. They do the fasting. Why? They try to convert the heart of opponent. They try to convert the heart of other person. So in this light, we can see that how the Gandhi has talked about that the truth, non-violence, and the self-suffering is the important tool through which we can achieve the satyagraha, and we can fight against the injustice, we can fight against the unjust society, we can overcome from all forms of the discrimination which is being done by the any person. I'm not talking about only the Britishers, I'm not only talking about the colonial power, but it is a method. मतलब कि एक ऐसा तरीका है जहां पे सत्य, अहिंसा और फास्टिंग के द्वारा हम सभी चीजों से, सभी जितनी भी इनजस्टिस है उनसे आसानी से बाहर निकल सकते हैं. तो गांधी जी ने सत्याग्रह में इन 3 मेथड के बारे में डिस्कस किया है. तो इसके आगे भी there are many other philosophies are also there, but today I am sticking to these 3 important tools. So Gandhi has talked about these 3 tools, especially in the satyagraha. So if any student have any queries or questions, कोई चीज समझ में नहीं आया तो आप पूछ सकते हो. सत्याग्रह पे कोई टॉपिक पे कोई चीज समझ नहीं आए, कोई डाउट है, कोई क्वेरी है तो पूछ सकते हो. Okay, okay. If you don't have the question, then I have a question to all of you. Do you think that we follow the model of Satyagraha in our day-to-day life? Very simple question. Prerna, do you think that we follow the model of Satyagraha in our day-to-day life? Okay, no. सुहानी, वाई हम लोग क्यों नहीं सत्याग्रह क्यों नहीं अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में फॉलो करते हैं? सुहानी, कैन यू लिसन मी? Sahani, can you answer the question that do you follow the satyagraha in your day to day life?
The 50-50.
50-50. Why do we follow the 50-50, not full? Because somewhere we try to protect and promote our self interest. मतलब हम अपने हितों को, अपने जो इच्छाएं हैं उनको ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस देते हैं, दूसरों को चाहे वो फैमिली का हो चाहे कोई हो उनको कम करने की कोशिश करते हैं. हम कोशिश करते हैं हमारा इंटरेस्ट ज्यादा से ज्यादा. और हाउ मेनी टाइम डू वी फॉलो द पाथ ऑफ ट्रूथ? कितने टाइम सच बोलते हैं, सच्चाई का साथ देते हैं हम?
So when we feel it right, then we should appreciate. Otherwise, stay quiet.
Okay. So the truth, you can observe, you can think over that. जब भी आपने झूठ बोला है, so we always tell lie. Why do we tell lie? Because somewhere we are trying to protect and promote the interest of self. हमारा अपना स्वयं हित इतना ज्यादा हो जाता है कि अपने सच्चाई को बोल नहीं सकते, और झूठ के द्वारा अपने आत्मसम्मान है तो या तो अपने हितों को हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं. मीन्स वी ट्राई टू इंक्रीज द सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट, we try to perpetuate the self interest. So what we do, we try to take the help of untruth and the lie. Yes, Suhani, you were saying something. You are not audible. Kindly unmute yourself. ओके, सो व्हाट गांधी जी ने जो तीनों मॉडल दिया है, गांधी जी का तीनों मॉडल देने का बेसिक रीजन यही था. गांधी हैज ट्राइड दैट ही वाज ट्राइंग टू डू थ्री इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. फर्स्ट, ही वाज ट्राइंग टू प्यूरिफाई द इंडिविजुअल. वो सभी व्यक्ति को एक क्लीन करना चाहते थे. इंडिविजुअल माइंड, थॉट, सभी को क्लीन करने का मेथड बात करें. दूसरा, Gandhi was trying to convert the opponent. Gandhi was trying to convert means pressurize the opponent to change their action, to change their activity. And the third, Gandhi was trying to create a ideal society where we cannot have any forms of the form of the self interest. The society should not be based on the self interest, but the society should be based on the mutual interest. So that's why Gandhi has talked about the concept of Satyagraha. So in tomorrow's lecture, I will continue you with the Satyagraha. Meanwhile, I have uploaded some articles on the Satyagraha on your this Google Classroom. So kindly read the article, and we can have a class tomorrow too. Okay, take care. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.